Hey lovelies, Madam Sophy here again to do a makeup tutorial. Today I am not really going to do a regular makeup tutorial, but I'm just going to compare the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette against the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Visionary palette. These two palettes are not dupes, guys. This is not a dupe, but I'm pretty sure that if you do not have the money to purchase the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, I was just showing you a possible option. So this is what these two palettes look like side by side. Okay, this is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Visionary palette, and this is the Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Some of the shades in these colors look similar. I am not saying that they are the same, but they look pretty much similar. One comparison I'd like to say, one thing about these palettes is you do not get much of a gold option in the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palette. You do not get that much of an option when it comes to um, gold tones. So this is one way the Norvina palette is different from the Makeup Revolution palette. So you do not have very much options for of golds in the Makeup Revolution palette. Neither do you have that much of a variety like the Norvina palette does when it comes to the matte colors. Okay, so 10 of these colors are matte colors, while 5 of these colors in this palette are going to be frosted, metallic, or shimmering colors. Um, Again, with the Norvina palette, you get a total of 14 eyeshadow colors. The bottom row of this palette is mattes. The top row is going to be metallics, shimmers, whatever you want to call it, duochrome colors, whatever you want to call it. So these palettes are definitely different. But I'm just going to do a look using both of these palettes. I'm going to do the Makeup Revolution look on my right hand side, and I'm going to do the Norvina palette on my left hand side. Okay, so I'm just going to do a look that is very similar. I'm going to use light shades in this palette, despite the fact that these palettes have their own distinct characteristics. I am going to use colors that are very similar when I'm using these palettes. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for this look. Again, this is not a dupe. These two palettes, the Makeup Revolution palette is not a dupe because the Makeup Revolution company came out with their own palette before Anastasia came up with the Norvina palette. Okay, so these two palettes are not dupes. However, I just thought I'd come do a makeup tutorial comparing these two palettes, putting them side by side, and just using similar colors in each palette to come up with a look, if this makes sense. Okay guys, so this is what I am going to be doing for this makeup tutorial. All right, so just wanted to point that out to you. My brows are already done, so I'm just going to go into shaping my brows. To calm my brows today, I'm going to use two concealers. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape at the bottom, and I'm going to use the Too Faced concealer in the color Mocha at the top. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for my brows today. Passion color in the Norvina palette is very similar to this color right here in the Makeup Revolution palette. So I'm going to start off with that color first. And again, I'm going to be doing Makeup Revolution over on this side and Norvina palette over on the other side. Okay, I'm going to go in the color Passion from the Norvina palette, and I'm going to go ahead and do that very same thing on the other side. And guys, while I'm doing my eyeshadow, I'm using this tool to clean my eyeshadow brush as I go along. And as you can see, these colors are pretty similar. They're not the same, but they are pretty similar. On top of that color I just added on the Makeup Revolution side, I am going to go on and use this color right here. And now I'm going to go in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and I'm going to go in the color Volatile. So I'm going to go in Volatile, and I'm going to go ahead and do the very same thing I did over on this side. Okay, this is how it's looking so far. Okay, there is minor similarities. I think I'm going to go back in that color in the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palette, and I'm just going to go ahead and, just to make it a little more intense, I'm just going to go back in, just to kind of layer it up so it could seem a little darker, so it could seem as dark as the color I just added with the Norvina palette. I want the colors to balance out. Even though I use two completely different palettes, I do want the colors to balance out. Alright, so I think I'm going to go back in the color Passion, and I'm just going to level up everything. Okay. From the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, I'm going to go ahead and use the color Celestial. And this is what I'm going to add. This is what I'm going to use in my eyelid area. So I'm going to go with Celestial. Okay, so that's after adding Celestial. And the color that is not exactly but similar to the color Celestial in the Makeup Revolution palette is going to be this purple color right here. So I'm going to use this purple color on this side of my face. This is the Makeup Revolution side. Now, as you can see, the Makeup Revolution palette has a completely different shade of purple compared to that of the ABH palette. So what I'm going to do, just to level up everything on the Makeup Revolution side, I'm going to go in this pink color right here, and I'm just going to top that purple color with that pink color. So I'm going to go in this pink color right here, and I'm just going to top up that purple color with that pink color to see if it will be able to balance out. Now the Makeup Revolution side, kind of the purple kind of toned it down, the pink kind of toned it down, the purple, but it still does not match. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to go in the Dreamer color. I'm going to go in the color Dreamer from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm going to go in Dreamer, and I'm just going to go ahead and chop up that Celestial color with the Dreamer color. Again, these palettes are completely different. They are not dupes. I just thought that since they look similar, I thought that I would probably come up with a look that is similar when using both of them. Now the colors are kind of somewhat getting there, but I think that this color is still a little too purple. So now I am just going to go in this color right here, which is kind of similar to the Dreamer color. I'm just going to go in this color right here in the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. So now I think these two colors are looking somewhat this is not this is how I was able to get these two colors. As you can see, I combined several eyeshadows until I was able to get this color from the Makeup Revolution palette. I'm just going to go back in the Dreamer color from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, and I'm just going to really shape that eyeshadow area a little better. So I'm just going to go in and just shape it similar to the way I shaped the Makeup Revolution eye. I'm going to go back in this color right here in the Makeup Revolution palette. So I'm going to go in this color right here, which is the darkest color in this palette, and I'm just going to smoke out that outer, I'm just going to form an outer V. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out to look at my video. Thank you for all that you do. If you're new here, welcome to the Madame Sophy channel, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that bell. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for the continuous support. So now I'm going to go in I'm going to go in the Abh Norvina palette, and I'm just going to go in the color Passion, and I'm going to go ahead and do the very same thing I did on the Makeup Revolution side. And remember guys, while I'm doing this, I am cleaning my brush on this tool, okay? I've been cleaning my brush as I go along. Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. Makeup Revolution side and Abh Norvina side. Now I'm going to work on my tear duct area. For my tear duct area, I'm going to go back in that very same color I was in earlier in the Makeup Revolution palette. I'm going to go back in this color right here. And this color is pretty. It looks white in the eyeshadow palette, but it's actually a gold toned eyeshadow. So I'm going to go in this color, and I'm just going to apply that color in my tear duct area. I'm going to go ahead and go in the Abh palette, Norvina palette, in the color Dreamer, and I'm going to go ahead and do that very same thing I did, but on the Abh side. Go in the color Celestial in the Abh palette for my bottom lash area. To go in this color right here in the Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm going to go ahead and do that very same thing, use it in my bottom lash area. Color, I'm going to go in this pink on top of that color I recently added. And last but not least, I'm going to go in this palette from the Makeup Revolution. I'm going to go in this color in the Makeup Revolution palette. And I'm just going to smoke out my bottom lash area with that color. I'm going to go in the color Passion from the Abh palette, Passion, and I'm going to go ahead and do that very same thing I did on the other side. Okay guys, so this is the look I was able to come up with so far. I am going to go ahead and add some liner. For eyeliner today, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cosmetics liquid eyeliner in the color Jet Black. Okay, so this is with the liner. This is how it's looking with the liner. I am going to go ahead and add some foundation, and I'm going to be get back to show you guys the final look. Okay guys, so this is the final look I was able to come up with using these two palettes. Remember, this is the Makeup Revolution side. this is the Norvina side. I'm not feeling like putting on lashes today, guys. I'm not feeling the lashes today, so I just took the easy way out, and I decided to use the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, and this is the False Lash Effect Mascara. Okay, so this is what I used on my lashes today, on both top and bottom lash. So just wanted to point that out. And first off, I'm going to start off with the Norvina ABH palette. A significant difference from this palette and the Makeup Revolution Visionary palette is the eyeshadow colors in here are, it has a buttery texture, it is pigmented. Not saying that the Makeup Revolution palette is not pigmented, it is pigmented as well, and you'll see that in the tutorial. But I must say that the colors in the ABH palette have more of a buttery texture to it. In addition to the Norvina palette having more of a buttery feel to it, I must admit that the purple colors in this palette is definitely different from the purple colors that you get in the Makeup Revolution palette. The Makeup Revolution palette has more of a violet tone to it. The purple shades in there is more of a violet tone to it, as opposed to the ABH palette, which has more of a regal purple to it. So that's a huge difference. In addition to that, what I can say is, if you want to get a similar look that you'd be able to get from the ABH palette using the Makeup Revolution palette, you are going to have to layer colors. Colors are going to have to be layered in order to do it, because these are two completely different palettes with two completely different purple tones. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out to you guys. These two palettes are not a dupe. Again, I'm repeating myself. I just want to set the record straight that these two palettes are not dupes. I'm not saying these are dupes. They are not dupes because the Makeup Revolution palette, the Makeup Revolution company, came out with the Visionary palette before the Anastasia Beverly Hills company came out with the Norvina palette. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out to you guys. In addition to that, I'm going to move on to the Makeup Revolution palette. This palette again has more violet tones to it when compared to the Norvina palette. However, again, in order to get a similar look that you'll be able to get using the Norvina palette, using the Makeup Revolution palette, you are going to have to layer those colors. A lot of color layering have to be done in order for you to get a makeup look, an eyeshadow look that is similar. And I had to layer these colors because after using the Celestial color from the Norvina palette, I realized that the purple, the celestial color in the ABH palette is more of a purple tone, and I realized that the color I used from the Makeup Revolution palette was not matching. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Again, these two palettes are not dupes. I just came on here to do a review because I know not everyone will be able to purchase the Norvina palette. This palette is $42. I don't think everybody has $42 to spend on an eyeshadow palette. So I just came on here to see if with this palette you would be able to get a similar look, if you'd be able to get a look similar to what you'd be able to get using the ABH palette. Now these looks are similar, but you could see the difference in the eyeshadows. Like I said earlier, the eyeshadows in the Makeup Revolution palette has more of a foil texture to it. This is the Makeup Revolution side. You will see that the colors in here have more of a foilish texture to it when compared to the ABH Norvina palette. The colors in this palette has more of, I want to say, dual chromatic dimension to it. Okay, it's more gentle and it's more appealing on the eye, as opposed to the Makeup Revolution side, which is like foil, which it's like foilish and it's like boom in your face. Okay, so I just wanted to come on to do that. Again, this palette retails for $7. This palette is not in the United States as yet. I know that Ulta Beauty carries the Makeup Revolution line. You will not find this palette at Ulta Beauty. However, you will get this palette online. This palette is on the Makeup Revolution website, and I will be leaving the link on where you would be able to purchase this palette as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So I know that the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette is hyped a lot. I'm not doing this review to underhype it. This is not my intention. I'm just keeping those who would not be able to afford this palette in mind to show whether you'd be able to get a similar look, okay, when using the ABH palette. Okay, so this is what I came to do. I did not come to bring down any brand. I did not come to say don't buy I did not come to do that, and this is not my intention anyway, because I actually took my own money to purchase the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Okay, so I just wanted to do that, come out to say that I was actually one of the few people who went on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website and purchased the palette on the very first day it got released. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. If I was not supporting this brand, I would not take my own money to buy the palette, just letting you know. But I just wanted to keep those that would not be able to buy this palette in mind to show whether you'll be able to get similar looks. Okay, so this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills side. Okay, and this is the Makeup Revolution side. So okay, Makeup Revolution side, ABH side. I hope that I was able to help you guys out with these two palettes. It was kind of brought to my attention that actually Tammi did a video on the Norvina palette, and it was not a makeup tutorial video, but when this palette was about to launch, she did a video and she did say that there was a website who put these two palettes side by side, and since I saw that there was a makeup blogging website, they put these palettes side by side. I thought that I would do a makeup tutorial using these two palettes. Okay, again, these are two completely different palettes. The shades in there may be similar, but they are not exactly the same. In order to get shades similar if you're using this palette, if you'd like to get shades similar to what you get in this palette, you are going to have to layer these colors. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I just want to set the record straight. This is not a video to bring down any brand. I actually love the Anastasia Beverly Hills brand. I have quite a bit of items from them, and I also love the Makeup Revolution brand. I do have a whole bunch of items from the Makeup Revolution brand. The Makeup Revolution brand is a brand that produces good quality makeup items at affordable prices, and the makeup that they produce, I think, could give some of the higher end brands a run for their money. Okay, in this case, I'm not saying this palette gave the Norvina palette a run for her money. No, it did not give her a run for her money, because these are two completely different palettes with different shades. Okay, so just wanted to point that out, just want to clarify that information. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking time out to look at my video. Thank you for all that you do. If you're new here, welcome to the Madame Sophy channel, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that bell. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for the continuous support. Till then, I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope that you have a progressive day, and don't forget to be Sophy. Bye honeys.